So we're gonna start in child's pose today. So if that is uncomfortable for you, you can certainly start on your back. But coming into child's pose, have your knees go out wide to the edges of the mat, your hips shift back over your heels, let your belly rest in between your thighs, let your forehead come to the mat, that third eye. Fingertips are reaching out in front of you. And when you get there, you get settled in, right? Good morning, Tammy. Take a full breath in, really feel your belly expand, and then take a long breath out. Yeah, do that again. Take a full breath in, fill up, and then a long breath out. And then as you begin to enter the practice today, just notice, right? Notice where you are, what's showing up here. Notice the breath, the sensation, maybe sounds. And as you breathe in and breathe out, begin to awaken to this moment. Awaken the body. Maybe you've been up for a while. Maybe you just got up. And just really feel the breath waken up the parts of your body. Think of yourself every single day. Think about what you need, who you might want to be, what could help you be better. Think of yourself every single day. This never makes you selfish. This makes you unstoppable. So as you move through practice, feel what you need, right? Feel what you need in your body, in your breath, and move from that space. Walk your fingertips forward, and then you're going to take them off of your mat to the right side. Press down into your fingertips. Sit your left hip bone back towards your left heel. Feel that stretch in the side body. Right, just beginning to open up, to waken up, to tune into what you need, this generous act of self-care. And take a breath in, you come back to center, and then walk your hands over to the left side, feeling the stretch on the right side body. I was doing a video yesterday on essential skills for the Webster School District, and we were talking about self-management, and the thing that came to mind about self-management was self-care, right? And so really understanding what it is that you need so that you can be your best self. And I know that oftentimes I put myself and my needs last. Take a breath in, walk your hands back to center. You're gonna press down into your hands, tuck your toes, and come up to all fours so you're in tabletop. Right. So your shoulders are stacked over your wrists, your hips are over your knees, the tops of your feet are flat on the mat. You take a breath in, you're gonna drop the belly, drop the rib cage, lift the heart, come into cow. And then on the exhale, you're gonna press down in through your hands, round the spine, come into cat. Good, inhale, heart lifts, belly drops. Exhale, you round the spine. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, you round, really tuning in to the awakening of the body, being present, and opening up. What is it that you need? How can you show yourself an act of self-care in this pose, in this moment? And you're still moving. Heart lifts on an inhale, spine rounds on an exhale. Maybe the self-care is the breath. Take a breath in. You're going to come into a neutral spine. On an inhale, you're going to lift the right leg in the air. And then when you're ready, you're going to lift that left hand. And so you're really extending through the left fingertips all the way through the right foot. So that right foot is flexed behind you. Pull the belly into the core. Hug everything into the center line. Take a breath in. Exhale, you contract in. So knee and elbow come to the center. Beautiful. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you contract. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you hug everything in. 2 more. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you contract in. Last one. Inhale, really lengthen out, stretch. Exhale, you hug everything in. And then hand and knee come down to the mat. And take a full breath in and a long breath out, right? That breath is going to the body, to the places that need a little bit of love. And you lift that left leg on an inhale and the right hand lifts up. Really lengthen out, fingertips to toes. Your gaze is right at the top of your mat. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, you contract in. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you contract. Inhale, you stretch out. Exhale, you hug it in. 2 more. And take a breath in. You lengthen. Exhale, you hug in. Last one. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you hug into the center, and then you're going to place your hand and knee to the mat. You're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips, come into downward facing dog. Right, and maybe you pause here in down dog and you ask yourself, what is it that you need in this pose, right? What is going to give you that moment of self-care? So the hands are spread. Fingertips are spread wide. The heels are sinking down towards the mat. Maybe you pedal out your feet to awaken to this moment, this pose. And take a breath in. You come up to your toes on an inhale, and on the exhale, you drop your feet and heels towards the right side. Really press down, feel the stretch in your calves. Take a breath in, you come back to center, and then on the exhale, you drop the heels over to the left. And pause here, and then you take a breath in, you come back to center on an inhale, and then on the exhale, you let the heels sink to the mat. Right? My heels are never gonna reach the mat, and that's okay. They reach the mat in my mind. It's that energy, shifting that energy and that breath down towards the mat. Take a breath in. You're going to look forward. You're going to walk your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale, so the shoulders roll onto the back. Hands reach out behind you. Spine is long. Crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. Exhale, you fold. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, you lift halfway. Exhale, you fold. Last time, inhale, you lift. Exhale, you fold. This time, as you inhale, you're going to ground down, rise to standing. Arms reach up overhead. You're going to grab the left wrist with the right hand, ground down into your feet. You lengthen up. And then on the exhale, you're going to lean over to the right side. Inhale, you come back to center. You switch hands. You lengthen on a breath in, and on the exhale, you lean over to the left. Feel the stretch on the right side body. Inhale, you come back to center. Exhale, you fold. And take your feet wide to the edges of the mat. Grab opposite elbows. Come into ragdoll for a moment, right? This moment here, where can you have some self-care? Right? Maybe it's you bend your knees, right? Maybe it's you pause and you check in with your breath. Maybe you check in with your thought. Maybe you sway. Maybe you need stillness, right? It's this noticing. It's this cultivating this noticing and awareness of what's happening in our body and what we need to take care of ourselves. Because if we can't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of everybody else, right? And sometimes I feel that that's selfish, and it's really not, right? It's how do I bring my best self to the world? Take a breath in, fingertips come down to the mat, left hand stays down, right arm lifts up, open up across the chest. Maybe you bend deeply into that left knee. Roll the right shoulder onto the back. Take a breath in, right hand comes down, left hand comes up. Just open to the left. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Left hand comes down. You're going to toe heel your feet back to hip distance. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Ground down. Maybe you look up, look back a little bit. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you plant your hands. You step back to plank. You pause here in plank. Your shoulders are stacked over your wrist. You're on the balls of your feet. Your belly's hugging in. Really pressing down into the mat. The thigh bones are lifting up towards the ceiling. You take a breath in. Exhale, you lower all the way down to the mat. Take your fingertips off of the mat and come up to the tips of your fingertips. You're going to take a breath in. You're going to lift the heart. So this is called striking cobra. Really feel yourself broaden across the chest. Exhale, you lower. Do 2 more. Inhale, you lift up, press down, use your core. Exhale, you lower. Last one. Inhale, you lift. Exhale, you lower. Your hands come back by your rib cage, elbows by your rib cage, and you push back to downward facing dog, either through plank or through hands and knees. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in. You look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Plant your hands, you step back to plank. You pause in plank. You take a full belly breath in, and on the exhale, you lower down. You can do striking cobra or regular cobra, your choice, right? Whichever feels best in your body. Heart lifts on an inhale, and on the exhale, you make your way back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in and a breath out. You look forward, walk, step, or float the feet to the hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you plant your hands, you step back to plank, you move through vinyasa, right? So that vinyasa is the lowering down, the lifting to cobra, and making your way back to downward facing dog. So you can do that, or you can skip that whole thing altogether and just go to downward facing dog. Again, that's that piece of self-care. What do you need in this moment? And it may change from moment to moment, right? That's the thing. That's where the awareness and the cultivation and the noticing comes in. Because how often do we pause to say, what do I need in this moment? We just move from habit. So from downward facing dog, we're going to move through one more sun A. Take a breath in, look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you ground down, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on a breath in. exhale, you empty out and fold, you plant the hands, you move through vinyasa. We meet in downward facing dog. You're gonna take a full breath in and a long breath out. You're gonna lift the right leg in the air on an inhale. Exhale, you're gonna bring the knee to the right tricep. Inhale, you're gonna stretch it back. And then on the exhale, you're gonna place the right hand in between your hands. You're gonna drop the left knee and come up to Anjaneyasana. So the left knee is on the mat. You can bring your hands to the right thigh or they can reach up overhead. All right, so that right knee can actually move over the ankle. So you feel the hip stretch. Wherever your hands are, you're gonna take a breath in. Hands are gonna come down to frame the right foot. You're gonna come up to the left toe, so you're now in a low lunge. You're here in a low lunge. The left hand's gonna stay down, the right hand's gonna lift up. You're gonna open it up. Okay, so keep bending into that right knee. You take a breath in and a breath out. Here in your low lunge, you're gonna step the right foot back to plank. You're gonna pause and plank. You're gonna take a breath in, and on the exhale, you're gonna go back to downward facing dog. Left leg's gonna lift on an inhale. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, you stretch the left leg back, and on the exhale, you place the left foot in between the hands. Right knee comes down to the mat. You breathe into Anjaneyasana. Arms reach up overhead, right? This is those choices along the way about self-care. What do you need in this moment on this side? And you breathe in and you breathe out. Wherever your hands are, they're going to come down to frame the left foot. You're going to come up to a low lunge, so those right toes come up. Right hand stays down, left hand lifts up. You twist open, low lunge twist towards the left side of the room. Great, really inhale, you lengthen the spine, and on the exhale, can you open up across the heart a little bit more? Take a breath in, that left hand comes down, you step back to plank. You pause here in plank, and on the exhale, you push back to downward facing dog. Right leg lifts on an inhale. And the exhale, the right knee to the right tricep. Inhale, you stretch it back. Exhale, right foot in between the hands. You drop the left knee, you inhale up to Anjaneyasana. You take a breath in, and on the exhale, the hands come down. Low lunge twist, left hand stays down, right hand comes up. All right, so here in this low lunge twist, right, you're gonna ground down into that right foot. The legs are gonna stay where they are, the hands are gonna stay where they are, and you're just gonna open up, lift the upper body up. So you're here in a twisted crescent lunge, right? So the right knee is stacked over the right ankle. You're on the ball of the left foot. Beautiful. You're going to take a breath in. You're going to flip that left palm. You're going to reverse the warrior, so the right hand goes down the back side of the right leg. Exhale, you're going to cartwheel your hands to the mat and move through a vinyasa, or make your way back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in and a breath out. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, you stretch it back. Exhale, left foot lands in between the hands. Right knee comes down. You breathe in, Anjaneyasana. You take a breath in. On the exhale, the hands come down, low lunge twist, so you come up to the right toes. Right hand stays down, left hand stays up. From here, you're gonna lift the upper body up. So you're in a twisted crescent lunge. The right hand is forward, the left hand is back. You're gonna take a breath in. You're gonna flip that right palm, stretch back, reverse the warrior. Left hand goes down the left leg. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, move through vinyasa. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in and a breath out. Right leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, you stretch back. Exhale, right foot comes in between the hands. You drop the back knee. You breathe into Anjaneyasana Asana. You take a breath in here. On the exhale, you come up to a low lunge. Left hand stays down. Right hand lifts up. Low lunge twist. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You come up to a reverse or a twisted crescent lunge, right? You know where we're going because we've been here. Right, so that right knee stacked over the right ankle. Yeah, beautiful. Take a breath in. You're gonna flip that front palm, stretch back, reverse the warrior. All right, so here we go. You're gonna ground down into that right foot. That left foot is gonna come, or the left hand's gonna come down to the top of the mat. That right hand's gonna stay lifted and the left hand's gonna lift. It's a reverse half moon, right? Woo, that's intense for the Saturday morning, right? All right, so that left hand can be on the outside of the right foot on the mat. You're twisting open. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Exhale. That left foot steps to the back of the mat. Now you're in a low lunge twist. And you take a breath in and a breath out. Right hand comes down to the mat. Inhale up to high crescent lunge. Exhale, open it up, warrior two. So you're facing the left side of the room. The right knee stacked over the right ankle. The outside edge of the left foot is sealed against the mat. Let your shoulders soften. Smooth out the breath. And just notice here, right? What do you need here in this pose, in this moment? I'm gonna flip the front palm, stretch back, peaceful warrior. And then you're gonna cartwheel your hands to the mat and move through vinyasa. And when you get back to downward facing dog, you take a breath in and that left leg lifts in the air. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, you stretch it back. Exhale, left foot lands in between the hands. You drop the back knee, breathe into Anjaneyasana Asana. You take a breath in. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, low lunge. Right hand stays down, left hand lifts up, low lunge twist. You take a breath in and a breath out. You're gonna lift the upper body. You're in a twisted crescent lunge. So those hands, that right hand's forward, left hand's back. Use the core to lift yourself up. You're bending into that left knee. Flip that right palm, stretch back, peaceful warrior. And then you're gonna ground down into that left foot, lift the right hand comes down to the mat, revolved half moon. Roll that right left shoulder onto the back. Beautiful. Take a breath in. And on the exhale, those right toes touch down at the back of the mat. Your right hand stays down. You're back in that low lunge twist. Take a breath in. You come back to high crescent lunge. You lift the upper body up. Arms reach up overhead. exhale, open it up, warrior two. So you're facing the right side of your room, bending into the left knee. That left heel's lined up with the arch of the right foot. And flip the front palm, reach back, peaceful warrior. And cartwheel your hands to the mat on the exhale and move through vinyasa. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in and a breath out. Right leg lifts on an inhale. Got one more thing to add on to the sequence. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, you stretch it back. Exhale, left foot lands in between the hands. You drop the left knee. You breathe into Anjaneyasana. You take a breath in. On the exhale, the hands come down to the mat. You're in a low lunge. Left hand stays down, right hand lifts up, low lunge twist. You got it. You check in. What do you need here in this moment? What do you notice? How are you talking to yourself? You take a breath in. You lift up the upper body. You're in a twisted crescent lunge. Take a breath in, you flip that left palm, stretch back, reverse the warrior, and then on the exhale, revolved half moon. Left hand comes down, left foot lifts up, right hand reaches to the sky. You take a breath in, and on the exhale, the left foot comes down to the mat. You're still in that twisted low lunge now. You take a breath in, and on the inhale, you come up to high crescent lunge. And from high crescent lunge, you take a breath in, and on the exhale, you open it up to warrior two, facing the left side of the room. You take a breath in and a breath out, and warrior two, smooth out the breath. Notice the heartbeat, flip the front palm, reach back, peaceful warrior. You're gonna straighten that front leg. You're gonna shift the hips back, and then the right hand's gonna come forward, and you're gonna come into triangle pose. Right, so in triangle, both legs are straight. The right hand can be on the right shin, or it can be down on the mat. Lean back a little bit, open up across the chest. Beautiful, you take a breath in. You're gonna look down at the right foot, ground down into that right foot. The right hand comes down to the mat, and you lift the left leg. Left hand stays up, half moon. Right, half moon feels a little bit more easeful after doing revolved half moon, right? So can you open up, can you lean back? Really flex through the left foot. Beautiful. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, you come back to warrior two. You flip the front palm on an inhale, and then on the exhale, you cartwheel your hands to the mat, and you move through vinyasa. I've got one more side to do with this sequence, and we're going to change it up a little bit. Let's take a breath in, left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, you stretch it back. Exhale, you plant your foot in between your hands. You drop the right knee. Inhale, up to Anjaneyasana. Beautiful. You take a breath in, and on the exhale, the hands come down to the mat. You're in a low lunge. Right hand stays down, left hand comes up, low lunge twist. You got it. You take a breath in, you ground down into your feet, you lift up, right hands forward, left hands back. You take a breath in, flip that right palm, stretch back, reverse the warrior, and on the exhale, you lift the right leg. Right hand comes down to the mat, left hand goes up in the air, revolved half moon. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, the right toes come down to the mat. You're in a twisted low lunge. That right hand's down, that left hand is still lifted. Take a breath in, you come up to high crescent lunge on an inhale. Exhale, you open it up, warrior two. So now you're facing the right side of your room. Keep bending into that left knee. Take a breath in. You flip the front palm, stretch back, peaceful warrior. You pause here. You straighten that left leg. You shift the right hip towards the back of your mat. Left hand reaches forward, and then you, as far as you can reach forward, and then you come in to triangle pose. Left hand comes down to the mat or your shin, and that right hand lifts up. You lean back a little bit. You open up across the heart. You notice what comes up here, what shows up, and how can you give yourself some self-care in this pose, right? Right? It gets harder as we move through the practice, right? And we start to get tired. How do we then show self-care? Take a breath in. You're going to look down at the left foot. Left hand comes down to the mat. And you're going to ground down into that foot, lift the right leg, half moon, right hand still up. Really flex through the right foot. Pull up through the standing leg. Hug the belly button into the core. Lean back a little bit. Many of you know this is my favorite pose. Many of you also know that when I was starting this yoga practice, I would practice this pose in the shower. Fun, dangerous, true fact. Take a breath in. You're going to come back to warrior two. You're going to flip that front palm, reach it back, peaceful warrior, and you're going to cartwheel your hands to the mat, move through vinyasa. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea, but I did. For some reason, it felt very safe to do it there. Like, I don't know. So from downward facing dog, you take a breath in and a breath out. Walk your hands back to your feet. Take your feet wide. Come into a forward fold. Maybe you take your hands behind your back, roll your shoulders onto your back. Come into a shoulder stretch. I like to keep my palms together, so maybe you have to bend your elbows to do that. Maybe you lift your hands off of your back or not, right? These moments, these little choices of practicing self-care, right? What we practice becomes stronger. So the more we practice it, the better we're going to get at it. Or the stronger the act of self-care is going to get. Take a breath in and a breath out. Release your hands down to the mat. Toe heel your feet back to hip distance. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Arms are reaching up overhead. Exhale, you bend the knees, sit the hips, chair. Yep, so you're at the back of the mat. Your knees are stacked over your ankles. It's like you're perched on a stool, right? The heart's lifted. And you take a breath in and a breath out. On your next exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold. You're going to walk your hands back out to plank. You're going to pause. Really puff up the space between your shoulder blades. Lift the thigh bones up towards the ceiling. Hug the belly into the spine. Yep, you're still in plank. You're good. Take a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in and a breath out. Your next inhale, you're going to look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you bend the knees, you sit the hips, chair. Right, so from here in chair, you take a breath in, and on the exhale, the hands come to heart center. You lean forward over your thighs, the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. So keep pulling that left hip crease back. The left knee likes to pop forward. So can you keep the knees together so that they're parallel, right? Pull that left hip crease back. Press the palms together, moving towards your heart. Roll the right shoulder onto the back. Crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. You got it. You keep breathing. You're going to keep the arms where they are. You're going to ground down into the right foot. Left foot lifts to a hover. You take a breath in, and on the exhale, you step it to the back of the mat. So now you're in this twisted crescent lunge where the left elbow is still to the outside of the right knee. Keep bending into that right knee. You take a breath in, you unwind, you come up to high crescent lunge. Exhale, you open it up, warrior two. From warrior two, you're going to turn the right toes so that they're parallel. You're facing the left side of the mat. You're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. Right, so your hands can come behind your back. You can grab the outside edges of your ankles. Right, let the head and neck release. You take a breath in and a breath out. You notice what's alive here. What is present? What do you need in this moment? Wherever your hands are, you bring them underneath your shoulders. You take a breath into a halfway lift. Exhale, you fold. You turn the right toes so that they're parallel to the mat. You're in a low lunge. Left foot steps up to meet the right. You land at the top of your mat. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Bend the knees, sit the hips, chair. You take a breath in, and on the exhale, the hands come to heart center. You lean forward over the thighs, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Twist open. Keep pressing into those hands. The palms are moving towards the heart. Pull the right hip bone back. You got it. And you breathe here. And you tell yourself you're okay. You kind of know where we're going, right? So you're going to ground down into that left foot. The right foot's going to lift to a hover. And on the exhale, you're going to step it to the back of the mat. Stay in the twist. Right elbow's still connected to the outside of the left knee. You take a breath in, you come up to high crescent lunge. Exhale, you open it up, warrior two. You're going to turn the left toes so that they're parallel with the right. You're facing the right side of the mat. Come into a wide-legged forward fold on this side. Do something different with your hands. Maybe you walk them underneath you towards the left side of the mat, which is now behind you. Moving you. Grab opposite elbows and come into ragdoll, right? Really tune into what it is that your body's telling you that it needs in this moment. That's going to give you a little bit of self-care. Take a breath in and a breath out. Hands come underneath your shoulders. You turn the left toes so that they're facing the front of the mat. You're in a low lunge. You take a breath in. Right foot steps up to meet the left. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you plant your hands, you step back to plank, and you move through vinyasa, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in, knees go wide to the mat, you come into child's pose. Right, this physical pause, this physical checking in, forehead rests on the mat. Feel the breath, feel the heartbeat. And you just notice, right? Take a breath in. You're going to lift that right arm up to the sky and you're going to thread it underneath the left. Roll onto the right shoulder. So you can bring the palms of your hands together. So that's going to give you a little bit more pressure on that shoulder. A little more stretch. Or you can stay where you are. Take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to unwind. That right arm is going to come out from underneath the left shoulder and it's going to come up to the front of the mat. You're going to lift the left arm and thread it underneath the right. Come into the stretch on the other side. And then you just notice here, what do you need here? Take a breath in, unwind. Both hands are reaching out in front of you. Press down in through all 10 fingers. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, come into downward facing dog. You take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to lift the right leg on an inhale. Exhale, you're going to step it in between your hands. And then you're going to walk that right foot across to the left side of the mat. So we're coming into pigeon. So you can drop that left knee. You can stay up on your hands, or you can walk your fingertips forward, drape over that right shin, come down to your forearms, a block. Your head can come down to the mat, right? Right, in this hip opener, you just breathe and you notice. Right? We store so much stuff in our hips, tension, emotions. Right, so can you just sit with whatever is? Don't try to fix it, try to change it, try to manipulate it. Just be with it. That is self-care, being with it, being present enough to be with whatever shows up. You breathe in, you breathe out. You take a breath in. You're going to walk your hands back towards your shin. You're going to lift the left knee, and you're going to stretch that right leg back. You come into a three-legged down dog. You can bend the right knee, stack the hips, roll it open. You can flip your dog if you want. If you have no idea what flipping your dog is, just hang out here. And so wherever you are, you're going to straighten that right leg. Right toes come down to the mat. You take a breath in, the left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it in between your hands, and you come into pigeon on the other side. So you walk that left foot across, drop the back knee. Right, and recognizing that two sides of the body behave differently, feel differently, move differently. So pigeon may feel different, and that's okay. Again, can you just be with it in an act of self-care and generosity to yourself? You breathe in, you breathe out. Take a breath in, walk your hands back towards your left shin. Tuck the right toes. Stretch the left leg back to a three-legged down dog. You can bend the knee, stack the hips, roll it open. Flip it if you want to flip it. Take a breath in, straighten that left leg, toes come down to the mat, final down dog of the practice. Noticing how it feels compared to the first one. And take a breath in, you're gonna walk your feet through your hands, come down to your back, your legs are gonna go straight up in the air. Don't get too cozy yet. So hands can be down by your side or they can be underneath your back for a little bit of support. Feet are straight up in the air, they're flexed. You're gonna take a breath in, you're gonna flex through the top of your feet, and on the exhale, the right leg's gonna lower to a hover. And then on the inhale, it's gonna lift back up, and on the exhale, the left leg is gonna lower to a hover. Inhale, it comes back up. Exhale, right leg lowers. Inhale, you lift back up, and on the exhale, the left leg lowers. You got the movement, right? Inhale, the left leg comes up, and on the exhale, the right leg comes to a hover. Keep pressing the low back into the mat. Hug the belly button in. Inhale, right leg comes up, left leg lowers. Inhale, left leg comes up, right leg lowers. Do two more on each side. And then you pause with both legs straight up in the air. Flex through the feet. Take a breath in. Pull the belly button in. Exhale, both legs lower to a hover. Stretch through the feet like you're putting your feet on the wall. Inhale, use your core. Lift your legs back up. Exhale, you lower to a hover. Inhale, you come back up. Four more. Exhale, you lower to a hover. Inhale, you come back up. Three more. Exhale, you hover. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, you hover. Inhale, you come back up. One more, last one. Exhale, you hover. Pause here, breathe in, pull the belly button in. You got it. Inhale, you lift back up. Hug the knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Maybe you rock side to side. Take your hands, reach them through your thighs, grab the outside edges of your feet, come into happy baby. Feet are shining, soles of the feet are shining up towards the ceiling or the sky, wherever you are, right? Spine is long on the back, tailbone's reaching towards the front of the mat. Knees are pulling energetically towards the armpits. Maybe you need stillness here. Maybe you rock side to side, massage the low back, bring a little play. Maybe the self-care is the play, the joy that you're almost done, right? You know what's coming, Shavasana. Not yet, but it's coming, promise. Release the grip on your feet. Keep the right knee hugged in, left leg goes out long. Take the left hand to the outside of the right knee, cross it over your body. You can bring that right arm out to the side, look out over the left shoulder. Keep your shoulder blades on the mat. Right, and breathe here. Right, as you wind down and movement slows down, how do you exhibit self-care to yourself? Can you stay present enough in your body to know? I know for me, this point in the class, my mind starts to think about what's next. Can you stay here? That's the work, right? Take a breath in. Right knee comes back to center, right leg goes out long, left knee comes in. Take the right hand to the outside of the left knee, cross it over your body. Left arm goes out to the side, look out over the right shoulder. And you just notice here, be here. Coming to your mat and carving out the time in your day is self-care. So how do you take that feeling and carry it with you when you leave and go out into the wild? I refer to the wild as the place off of my mat. Take a breath in. That left knee comes to center. You're going to take both feet to the outside edges of the mat. Soles are on the mat. You're going to drop both knees over to the right. You can take that right foot and place it on top of the left thigh for a little bit more sensation. Inhale, you come back to center, and on the exhale, you drop the knees over to the left. Take a breath in, you come back to center, both legs go straight up in the air. No worries, no more abs. Flex the feet. Point the feet. And just notice. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, the right foot comes down to the mat and then the left. Legs go out long. Heels are in the high corners of the mat. Maybe you let the feet splay open. Your hands by your side. The palms can be reaching up towards the ceiling, or if you need to be more grounded, you can place the palms on the mat. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Let the back side of the body sink into the mat. The shoulders fall away from the ears. Unhinge your jaw. Soften the skin on your face. This final pose, this Shavasana, is the ultimate act of self-care. Let the mind and body rest. Listen to the birds. Maybe you can hear my pond. When your mind starts to wander, you just come back. Come back to breath, sensation, sound. Think of yourself every single day. Think about what you need, who you might want to be, what could help you be better. Think of yourself every single day. This never makes you selfish. This makes you unstoppable. Start to bring some awareness back into your breath, some movement into your fingers and toes. And keeping your eyes closed, roll gently to your right side and pause. When you're ready, help yourself up to seated at the top of your mat. Together, take a breath in, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Let the thumbs rest on your chest. Pause. Feel the heartbeat. Seal in the practice. The self-care. Together, take a full breath in and a long breath out. The light and truth in me sees and honors that in each of you. Thank you for spending part of your morning with me. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Together we say, Namaste.